welcome to another edition of KitSZN. This week we are welcomed back by Fox, who had a fun week, but he's much better now. So glad to have you back, my friend.
Fun is the word.
Yes.
It's literally just one night of just pure pain.
That's how it always is, isn't it?
It's the worst. This little guys, don't be a teacher. If you can avoid it, don't be a teacher. You get all these annoying bugs that these kids bring you, and like it just literally lasted just Friday night. If we had the show on Thursday like normal, would have been fine. But no,
Sorry.
someone has to be leadership.
I'm sorry. Apologize. Hey, all I'm hearing is don't be around kids and you won't get sick. So pretty isolated here, so I'm good. But I don't want to be too blue about the subject because tonight's theme is very blue. If you didn't, the hint is it'll be a very blue Thursday without you a little subtle nod to Blue Christmas by Elvis. Let's get into this episode tonight as we always do. We gotta not do that. Start off with our lovely patrons who help us do, honestly, what we do here. This is so much fun talking to great creative minds, talking kids with this fella. So shout out to John Hunt, Frank Anthony, Christopher Cohn, Harry Austin, John Fuller, Michael Fuchs, Joshua Duder, Noah Telford, Alberto Aguilar, Jeremy Churchman, Stephen Howard, Ryan Macara, Tim Knox, Anna Varesh 30, MOS Kunal Patel, Olive the Hedgehog, Andrew Towsley, Mad Cat Peel, and Ryan Smeltzer. Thank you for Goals.tv for sponsoring this show. As always, they're up there in the upper right corner. Check out some exclusive soccer content on Goals.tv. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff there. And Indy 11 fans, you can catch Jesus Smoke on there as well now. So, I shout out to my friends.
Little plug.
So tonight we're going to honestly just have a fun episode. I think there's a variety of kits tonight, and I think
we have it color coded. It literally goes from like orange all the way up to green.
All the way to green. It's a great episode to highlight the variety of kits that you get to experience here in the USL. And I think it's, I wouldn't say a great advertisement, but it's a good look into the breadth of creativity across the different leagues. And honestly, I'm very excited and to highlight some of the lower league clubs as well. So, without further ado, we're going to go to our first team, the defending USL Championship champions. That is kind of a mouthful. I wish I could change that up.
Champions of champion.
USL Championship champions. That is so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to call them the USL champions. So the defending USL champions, we're going to hit up Colorado Springs and their Cyan Reflections kit. And I'm going to say this, and, I am so happy that they low-key rebranded and really leaned into that black and that teal cyan color because it looks so good when they put attention into their kits with those colors, right?
Yeah. And that was one thing I've always loved about Colorado Springs is that they had those two colors. Now, like they used to have kind of like template tee kits. They just had sick colors that worked with it.
Yes.
So they had like the black kit with the blue, and then they had the blue kit with the black. So it was always really cool looking, but it was the colors were saving it.
Yes.
But this one came out, and it's like this is actually an individual kit for once.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, and shout out to Capelli. And honestly, one of those brands that we keep talking about a little bit more last 2 years with Loudon. I think Charlotte as well. And now with Colorado, not now, but also Colorado Springs. You've been seeing more of them. And the more I see them, the more I like them. So, I'm just really happy that they're leaning into a good color with creativity. And it just brings the whole package together. Kind of what we've seen in Madison. It works when you got a good color palette. Use it, utilize it. So tonight's Yeah. So do you want to go first? Oh, that actually increased the price. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first for tonight?
I'll jump into this guy. All
Cool.
right. So when we're looking at this, I'm looking at the fact that um, it has the stripes going up and down, the vertical stripes, but then every other stripe has like it's like a camo, and it's all still like in this white and cyan,
Yes.
and it's there we go. That's a beautiful picture for it. So you could really see those white pinstripes going through it though, to where it truly separates each one of those bars. And it's just really nice looking. Like honestly, can't think of a kit that I've seen that has the same style look on it.
Hmm.
Like I mean, of course we have the pinstripes, of course we have the different stripes jerseys, but this is the only one that I've seen that had a individual design in every other one like that.
Right.
So so I'll go backwards. So like innovation for me, I got this is a 5 for me
Okay.
because I haven't seen this before, and it's something that I feel like a lot of teams will try to utilize now
Okay.
because they're putting that over there. So I could see this actually having an impact later. So like if I see somebody else have that, I'm like, didn't Colorado do that a couple years ago? Now there might be another team that has done this before. I can't think of any in the USL, so I'm assuming it would have to have been some sort of bigger European team.
Right.
I
Because
wouldn't be too surprised if Dortmund did this
or
before. It
or
just
like
seems like
or
something
like
they would do.
or like inter AC, because there's only so many variations of a stripe that you can do, right? You're like the black and
Right,
nearly, I did it so many times. So
right.
I do like it. Okay.
Yeah. So visual details and execution. I mean, everything looks great on here. Like even the sponsorship kind of fades away. So if I was the sponsor, I'd probably be a little annoyed. But like otherwise, like you don't really notice it that much. So that's the 5 for
Hmm.
me. Authenticity and tradition is the only thing that I took back slightly for. They got
Okay.
a 4 for that, and that's only because it's not really the same blue
Mm.
as their blue, and it's probably
Oh, you're
because
right.
this is more of like a third kit, I guess,
Yes.
because they have the black and blues for the homes and aways. Um, so, but that's the only thing. Like if it was their teal, I would probably like this even more. But then design and aesthetics, everything looks great, everything fits perfectly. Like that's a 5 for me.
Okay.
So it was
I
a 4.75.
I'm a little less loving on it, but this is still a really good looking kit. Per their description, that camo pattern is actually a water reflection for the Springs of Colorado, which it's so total sense. They're
That's
called Colorado Springs,
that's fair.
bringing, bringing the water element a little bit. So that is honestly a clever touch, which is why I gave it a 5 for its overall design and aesthetics. I think honestly this looks really good and it's sharp. I'm also a sucker for a good blue kit. Um, I love blue. It's my wife and I's favorite colors. Color is it depends what shade of blue.
All
Depends
the
on which
blues,
one we
all the
like.
blues.
Yes,
Yeah.
I tend like more navy. She likes more of a lighter blue like this, but I still like a good blue. So I do like how it looks. I think it is a refreshing take on like water. Kind of cool. You don't see a lot of water kits. I have a few from Union de Bateau. If I said that right, please correct me if I'm wrong. They do a little bit of water reflection. I think it looks so cool. So I'm glad that they did here. It looks good with the blue. But when it comes to its authenticity and tradition, as Fox noted, it's not their blue, and this isn't something that I kind of associate them with it. It's not theirs. So I give it a 4 there. But when it comes to its details and execution, this was phenomenal. This is just phenomenal looking. Capelli knocked it out of the park. Again, ignoring the sponsor. This is phenomenal work. I like the different tones of green, blue that they even used on the cuffs and in between the pattern, because it's kind of like the pattern, and then they put the stripes over it, and um, that outline of that stripes there. It's a different shade of blue. It's not white. It's a different shade of blue or like a teal almost. And I think that's really clever. I think it looks really good. But I'm not as high on the innovation and impact because it is still, in my eyes, a strike kit. It's not something that's totally out there. Yes, it is something new for me, which is why it's a 4. But it's not going to get much higher than that because it's still just a striped kit with a fun pattern in the back or in front, however you want to phrase it. That is really nice. So it's a 4 there from me. So it's a 4.5 from me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, and I agree to the effect too. Like, it is a stripe kit,
Mm-hmm.
but like the fact that they were able to twist it and change it and innovate it from that spot, to me, that's a
Yeah,
little bit of a
five
bump.
worthy. Yeah, and for me, that bump goes from a 3 to a 4. So I did it. Yeah, does look good. It does
Perfect. All
look
right.
good
Well,
though.
that gave it a 4.63.
Solid. Yes.
Yeah, and then with it being only $90, kind of expensive, but
Only.
yeah, but it still gives a strong 51.39. So this is something that I could see someone outside of a fan base wanting to get. Like, I wouldn't mind having this.
Oh yeah, 100% agree.
If we were using our old system of would I buy it right now versus would I want this like on a Christmas list, this would be on my Christmas list, like, or my birthday list. Like, I do want this, but I am not like first thing that my money can get.
Yes. Yep, I would totally agree with that. But this is still really, really good bang for your buck here at 51.39. It's the second highest on today's show, and it's also not. It's the second most expensive. So that just proves the quality of the design here from Colorado Springs. So well done to you. Up next, we're going to stay in the USL Championship here, and we're going to move over to El Paso Locomotive, who've released what they're calling the Midnight Kit. And let me just tell you, as I already alluded to in the last for Colorado Springs, I'm a sucker for navy blue, and
Yeah,
its contrast with that yellow. Oh, looks so good. I
yeah.
love that so much,
That
and
that
I
yellow
don't.
pops so
It
well.
pops so well. I don't like Michigan, but it has that color tone of it, and there's a reason that looks so good. That blue and yellow just pairs so well, and I'm a big fan of this. So, I might need to reach out to some of my contacts out there in El Paso. You know that the graffiti kit's higher, but this is really nice looking.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I can't beat that graffiti kit.
no, but
Like, I still really like this kit a lot.
this is so good looking though.
Yeah,
Like it's not. Oh, how do I phrase this? It's not going to all the attention like the graffiti kit, but this is so nice and like I don't know about professional looking and discredit the graffiti look, but there's a certain different vibe to it, right? And
yeah.
it does this vibe really well. And I
And I
think you
almost
kind of
felt
see it in the score.
almost felt bad for this jersey because of the graffiti kit. Because the graffiti kit, like you said, it's a different vibe, so it's a different look, and
Right.
it's almost more powerful. And it's stealing that attention away from what this could have been.
Right. It is, as of right now, I think the third best combination um, for teams that released 2 kits this year. So
Nice.
this is in the championship specifically. So no knock here. This is a really good looking kit, and I'll get right into my score because it deserves a pretty solid rating. So this is a solid 4 for me. This is a really good looking kit. I'm not too big on the blue pattern going across. To me, seems a little out of place to me, so it kind of throws it off a little bit. If they would have just gone with that navy blue, that midnight blue, I'm gonna call it, with the yellow, I think it would have been just fine. But so overall, I like what they did there with the color choices that really make it pop. So it's a 4 there. Tradition, I gave it a 4. It could have been lower, but the reason I gave it a 4 here is shoulders. It's that front of the locomotive. That is distinctly El Paso. I love it. So, and then for visual details, though, I think adding in the yellow stars and then on top of that locomotive on the shoulders is a beautiful attention to detail. It's something that they could have easily forgotten about on the shoulders, and I think that they didn't. And I think that is really good. And this looks sharp overall. So it's a 5 for me there. But it's innovation. It's only a 3 because it is essentially a blue kit with splatters on it that happen to look more like stars than a splatter paint. So, and it's a 4 there from me. A 3 there from me. And this ends up being a 4.0 for me. Very solid kit. Really good.
Yeah, I feel like we're a little bit similar with that. Overall, design and aesthetics, like you said, like I feel like was a 4 for me. Like it hits so well. Everything fits so well. Like it's looking kind of splattery. I know it's supposed to look like the night sky, but also looks like they're trying to put a pattern in it, and I feel like that kind of got me a little bit. So, couldn't give it a perfect authenticity and tradition. Same thing. I saw that little locomotive on the railroads, and because it's giving Adidas look. Let's be honest, it's giving an Adidas shoulder look on a Hummel jersey, but it's a train. It's a locomotive.
Yeah.
So it's the front of it. Better. So like, so it's not the 3 stripes. It's a train. Dealt with it. So that was a 4. Visual details and execution. They made everything fit right to me. So that was a 5. The only thing that kind of got me was the innovation and impact, which is kind of funny that I'm giving this a 2 when I just gave a striped kit a 5. But I think it's the impact part of this. Yeah. And I've seen night sky kits before, like Omaha's done something similar before, and they were more innovative with it because it was glow in the dark.
Mm-hmm. And with like Hummel as well.
Yeah, with Hummel. Hummel has the technology apparently, and did not decide to use it for this one. Sadly. So I mean, but again, like overall, it's still a very strong kit. I still really like this kit, and this is definitely something that I'm so glad that I am not a El Paso Locomotive supporter, and my wife would be pissed at me because we would be out of money right now. Because even that goalie jersey in the back is sick too. Like I would want all 3 of them. I want all 4 of them because both of the goalie version of the
it's the purple, and that's my favorite.
Yeah,
I actually like the goalie better than the normal ones because that purple looks so good.
Right. So yeah, very happy I'm not a El Paso supporter because I would have all 4 of those jerseys.
Right. Hey, I will say this: El Paso got their things together when it comes to kit game, and I think it's been a slow process. I remember when they first did Hummel, I think 2 years ago. It was kind of a slow process, and now here we are with a little bit more.
What's slow about a plain white T-shirt? Come on.
A plain white T-shirt. So yeah, this is an overall 3.88. Really solid. Complements really well with the graffiti, especially when the graffiti kit's loud. This one's more subtle, and I kind of like that pairing, and it works really well for El Paso, which gives it's also $89.99 for a kit. Is a kit value of 43.06. Pretty solid.
Pope, I am right there with you. He said, I still need to buy an El Paso kit. And I mean, this is the year to buy an El Paso kit. If you're buying an El Paso kit, you cannot go wrong. You have 4 different amazing options. Are you able to custom on those?
Let me pop to their website, but because I'm not in the shop right now. But
yeah,
you should.
Because I think you can, and it'd be nice to see a giant squidacious on the back of that.
I don't see customization on the website.
Yeah. All right, but either way, I will say, as a jersey collector, I am starting to fall in love with getting customization on the back. And I think I prefer to get like a major player on the team versus like my name.
Yeah.
But actually, on this one, I have my name because that's how it was for the longest time. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll get Fox on the back. But I'm like, nah, I'll get like a major player. So then when I pass away and my kids decide to sell my jerseys, they're like, oh, this was a Jamie Vardy jersey.
Damn, money, right?
Yeah, it increases the. I feel like it almost decreases the value if it has a personalized name on it.
Yeah, but it does have more sentimental
Yeah,
value.
but who cares? No, my kids aren't gonna
Oy.
be like, oh yeah, this is dad's because it says Fox on the back. Like they're all dads. Entire closet full of them.
Goodness, 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 goodness. Anyway, shout out to Pope. It was a pleasure to see you a few weeks ago at the indie game. So shout out to Pope.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to hang out with him a little bit. Cool.
Like,
So up next though. So we kind of started off a little strong, probably stronger than what I wanted to for tonight's episode.
I know.
But
I feel like we're going backwards. We went.
I know. But now we're going right to the bottom of tonight's
Oh, this is
pair.
gonna make. You're gonna make me see red.
Yes, this is not a blue kit for tonight's episode. We're going to go to what I just dubbed, oh, it's basically an Adidas template. The Phoenix Rising's, well, home kit, what I've dubbed their home red. There's nothing about this that,
It's literally called their home jersey red.
yeah, it's called a home jersey, but like I attempted to name it something cool. I did all these kits, like the Midnight Kit. I did this here for the next two. I tried to come up with a fun name. This is just an Adidas template, and like
There's some lines on there.
from the Adidas template.
Yeah.
So there isn't much to talk about this one, honestly. I would say I expect better from Phoenix. I don't at this point.
I don't.
So,
Yeah. This is
don't.
actually the.
On par.
So I mean, you could show our scores. It's not good.
Yeah.
But the only thing that bumped it up a little bit for me was authenticity and tradition. Because this is what they keep coming out with. They got a 2 for authenticity and tradition because this is exactly what I would expect to see from a Phoenix kit. And they're such a good team typically. Like,
there's such a template team that you're giving them points for being authentically templatey. I love it.
yeah. Well, they're not even like it. They're so templatey that they're not even like oh, that's like because Louisville was templatey, and I'm a huge Louisville fan. I love Louisville, and we went to every template, but we tried to do something with the templates. Like, I don't think they have anybody in the front office who cares about their jerseys.
That's fine.
Hey. I literally think this is a red one. We need 2 different ones. We need a red one. We need a black one. I'll give it. They tried a little bit with the striped one.
Yes, they did, which is why it rates better than this one.
Yeah, there was amount of effort.
Hey,
but that's all I can give it. Otherwise, this jersey is exactly what I expect.
I'm going to say it this way. With Phoenix, if they don't keep doing template kits, they got to keep $1 beer nights. I'm just saying, if that is the give and take, is look good or have $1 beer nights, I'll take the $1 beer nights.
You're not wrong.
I'm just saying, if that's a trade-off.
Well, and it's a clean kit. Like, the home fans are going to buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's $110.
That's not the only thing
that's money for a red T-shirt.
I know. Hey, and I will say it is Adidas quality.
No, but that's just about to say that the Adidas tech isn't even that much of an argument for me anymore. Because like I have a closet full of Adidas ones, and like the new Louisville Puma one that I got actually feels more comfortable. Surprisingly, I'm wearing a Puma Luster right now from a few years ago. That one feels more comfortable than me.
I'm also wearing Puma.
Hey, Puma.
Hey, I will say, as much as I try to, the only problem with Adidas is I think it's their price point. And I think that is one of the issues. I think fit-wise, it's one of my favorites still. I don't care what it is. The problem gets to me is it doesn't price per like dollar just not work.
Yeah.
Like, or whatever. Like the quality per dollar just doesn't match. And I think that's what you're kind of hinting at in a little bit of sense that we can find as good, if not better, it's debatable, quality kits and
Right.
feeling for significantly lower prices and better looking.
Right. Yeah. Like, there's no reason why at this point, unless Adidas changes a lot, there's no reason for any team to be with Adidas, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
And like, and again, I'm okay with my jerseys that I have from Adidas. They're not uncomfortable. They're a little heavier than I feel like an athlete would want to run in for 90 minutes. But like, they're not bad. They're
No.
comfortable to wear.
Mm-mm.
And like you said, like, they are my kind of constant to go to. Like, I know if I get an Adidas large, I know exactly what I'm going to get.
Exactly.
And whenever I'm testing a new company, I'm like, compared to an Adidas, what is this?
All
You know, are
right.
you tighter? Are you looser? You know. So I do
Yeah.
use it as my go-to sizing because they are always consistent with it.
Yeah.
But I agree, like, that price went $110, which, do you want to show the kit value for this?
Oh dear. Oh yeah.
It's our lowest kit value, isn't it?
It's yeah. Well, besides the not available Charlotte kit, so the one that actually had
Okay.
a price point, it is definitely it's a 9.09. If
I've
you're a
never seen a single digit value.
no, I haven't either. So if you're not from Phoenix and you're a collector, I'm sorry, I'm advising against this one. Get the black kit instead of this one. But when it comes to our rankings, Fox had given it 2 for authenticity and tradition. I actually like the overall design and aesthetic a little bit better. I give it a 2 here. I think the red and the white is very crisp, but it's still super plain, so it doesn't get more above the 2. So, whereas Fox and I's slightly changed was because of the
our 2 and our 1.
yeah, I like the design better. He leaned into, hey, you're a template. It's your thing now, right?
Yeah,
So
here's a red shirt. Oh, thanks.
yeah. And I'm like, hey, that Richard actually looks kind of nice. Doesn't just
Yeah,
side
I
$100, but it's kind of nice.
I like the white collar, and I do like the badge,
Yes.
and it does look good with the star. I actually really, really, really like their alt badge that they've used on some of their jerseys before, though. That's just the phoenix rising out of the soccer ball.
Yeah.
Because that way you know what sport they're playing, which is always nice.
Hey,
But yeah,
but by the way, Pope says he does like the Puma Lou City kits more than any of their Adidas kits.
yeah.
So,
and I was nervous about it because the only Puma kit that I've ever had fit was actually this one. Because my wife bought me I don't even know what to call it, that Man City Puma kit that everybody makes fun of because it says Man City. It was the third kit.
No, it wasn't a third kit. It was their like UCL kits.
Yeah, the Champions League.
Dortmund also released them.
Oh yeah, like everybody had them. Anybody that was, I guess, UCL, Adidas, or not Adidas, Puma, they all came out with the same kit. And they're not great, but I love them for what they are. Like, they are a piece of history. And that's when I was a little bit bigger. So we got a 2X because Puma is known to fit tighter.
Yes,
but it's short and wide.
Yep.
And my issue is that I'm long, so it does not fit me. Like, it fits, like, even now, like, it fits me like a weird schmuck.
Hey, I will say Puma does do well. They've fit well, like this kit here that I have, and I think I got a Luton Town kit that is Puma as well, on top of Indy 11 when they were with Puma. So, but I agree, they are kind of tight, and quite a few fans of Indy weren't too happy with that.
Yeah.
So, but
give and takes, get a little bit of higher quality. I will say their T-shirts are super nice too. We actually went up to the store, and they have just, like, you could buy so many just normal, like, wearable T-shirts for $25. And like, Louisville City still had like clearance T-shirts from the years past. They weren't Adidas. I will say they're not Adidas. They're like own brand ones that they came out with, and they're like $30 on sale.
Oof.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Oh, I like this one," and I was like, "Oh, over here's a whole thing of $25 ones, and they're Puma." He's like, "Oh, well, let's get that one." So me and my dad have matching Louisville City T-shirts.
Nice.
It's cute. We're adorable.
My mom keeps trying to steal my sweatshirt. It's so soft. I did an Indy 11 sweatshirt. She's like, "I want that sweatshirt." I'm like,
just buy her one for Christmas.
I would say Mother's Day, but that already happened.
That was
So
last week.
it was. Shout out to all the moms. But I had hey, her birthday's coming up next month, so maybe we'll see. But yeah, so that's a Phoenix Rising kit. There wasn't much to talk about, but a lot of other fun stuff to talk about. So moving on from that one, because that's the only red one. So let's get out of the way.
Yeah, I hear red.
We're gonna go back to blue, and this time we're gonna go with what I'm calling a city blue, not city or whatever. A city.
City blue. Come on, city.
We're on city. Instead, we're gonna go to Akron City, where they have released their new, I think it's their home kit. I don't really know at this point, but it is their blue kit, which what I'm dubbing their city blue. So Akron
clearly
City,
a Chicago jersey.
No, a Chicago Fire jersey. Yeah. It's too on point. Like almost.
It just needs 4 stars on it, and it's the flag.
It actually would be like the Chicago Stars, since they rebranded from the Red Stars.
Fair. It's probably a good way to stay away from the Red Stars.
I liked it, but it's so unique. So unique. Anyways. This kit is really, it's simple, but it's by a new producer that I don't think I've seen before, Arrivo, which is a local company.
Cool.
To the area. So that's really nice. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it before. Like I've seen that. Is it like an A? I feel like I've seen that A before, but I cannot sit there and tell you like, oh, it was this team and this team and this team.
Right.
It's probably just when I'm scrolling through my Instagram.
Oh, I think we saw them last year with Toledo.
There we go.
It might have been Toledo when we looked at them.
Ohio.
Yes, because Arrivo Athletic Wear is from Cleveland, Ohio. So staying local and staying true to who they are, I kind of love that. And this is just from a design perspective, I think this is just a solid kit. It's what I kind of expect more effort from a League 2 side that not too many people are aware of. So it's not like they're going all splashy. I see with some teams to try and make their name out there. This is definitely one of those teams that's like, hey, we're going to put in some effort, but we're not going to go with a standard template with like a big team, Adidas, Puma, like that. So I'm happy to see this. I want a little more, but that's fine. This is a solid kit. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually agree with you 100%. Like, it's a clean classic kit, but it's something that is like kind of unique for them.
Yes.
This is similar to what we saw from Phoenix and their other kit, but like I feel like I like this more. Even the red one, you can scroll down a little bit. We'll talk about that one later, but I like the red one as well with it's the same look, but with the opposite color stripes across the chest. And either one, I am A-okay with.
Yeah. And we'll just highlight the scores here. This is a pretty solid, I'm going to call it middle of the table kit. Because it is what it is, right? It's just really good looking, but there's nothing to brag home about it. And I think that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. The only thing that bumped my score up a little bit, I did give it a 4 for visual details and execution. Like I feel like they hit it well.
I think so. Yeah.
And I like the stripe of the collar and the sleeve cuff. I think
Yeah,
the going with the red and white on those, helped it.
I basically gave it a 3 across the board. Um, I literally gave it a 3 across the board because, like, for me, there isn't much tradition in there. I think threes, whatever it is, what it is. But when it comes to design and aesthetics, I think aesthetically this is really pleasing. I just don't see enough design outside of those stripes at the top, which is really nice. I want to see a little bit more. There's a little bit of detail underneath the sponsor. It's like kind of reflective if you look
Yeah.
right there,
And
which
at the
is
bottom right of the jersey, there's like a little bit of a Ohio stamp on there.
oh yeah. Which okay, this is a solid kit, and they are. If I can zoom in on this, nope. Well, won't let me zoom in. Cool. I'll open this in. There it is. Even better. Celebrating the bicentennial of Akron. Oh wait, you can't see it. The bicentennial of Akron, which is a nice little nod. But the kit wasn't made for that, so I can't give it too much credit there. So yeah, it's pretty much a 3 across the board for me. I think this is straight middle of the road. Bam, 3, as you said. You gave it a little bit more points for its overall design aesthetic, and I think that's proper for it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good kit. Like, again, this is definitely good for the fan of the
Yes.
team. And honestly, if you're wanting, like, this is one of those, like, I won't be mad to buy it if I'm trying to be like those collectors that get every kit. You know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
also especially me. I love Midwestern kits specifically, just because I'm kind of the area.
right.
This is on my list. Well, the red or blue one I'll decide on later, but this is on my list given only $60.
Nice.
That's solid. As you see
Yeah.
down here in the kit value, it's 52.97. This is really good kit value, even though the kit's okay.
I mean, for the price, yeah, you get a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah. And for someone like me who loves local as much as you can, this kit is all about supporting their local teams there in Akron, from the Ohio manufacturer thing in the bottom to the even kit manufacturer itself from the area. Um, I love that, and yeah, this is a solid effort from Akron City, and I cannot wait to rate the red one later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the Akron City Blue.
City.
City Blue
Come on,
kit.
City.
So
But yeah.
up next, we're actually going to stay in the Rust Belt area of the U.S., but this time a little bit closer to home for me, and we're going to go up to the Fort Wayne FC. So, and check out their new home kit, which I have dubbed the Electric Blue Kit because, per quote, this is what they say: Puma's Fort Wayne FC home jersey symbolizes high level performance with its bold chest stripes on an electric blue background. Don't know what's electric blue about that, but it is. That's the name. Going with it. So, yeah, this is just kind of a solid kit. If you've been following Fort Wayne FC, they haven't been strong in the kit game outside of their inaugural season when they were in the MPSL. And they went with Icarus. They've been
Yeah.
otherwise they've been quite template-y. This is
Yeah.
less so, and I'm happy for it. And I'm gonna buy this here in July when I go up to a match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I'm going to. I'm visiting in-laws. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check out a soccer game. So catch me there. But But yeah, overall, I actually really like this kit. Yes, it's kind of boring. It does give off some AFC Richmond vibes. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you're not wrong. Yeah.
But is that a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing, and I'll take
No,
it.
I mean, this is it, which is kind of funny because, like, when that show came out, everybody wanted their jersey. Like, it was a good looking jersey. I have an AFC Richmond jersey, so it's a good looking jersey. It's just a template, yeah, but like it works really well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we talked about with Louisville. We were a template team, but we did it right.
Yes, and I think this
And
is an example of that.
this is doing the templates right.
Yeah. And I'll say what's nice about this, it uses all three colors of Fort Wayne. It uses that lighter blue in their crest, paired with the darker blue in the stripe, and then the red star in the crest in one of the stripes. I think that's a nice little detail, and also the white for the sleeves. It uses every color in that crest, and honestly, it just needs some waves, and it would have been perfect for embodying the kit because it is a three-river city. So that's a nod to that. Just saying.
All three rivers.
Yes, all three rivers. Which honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on this and really kind of get into it a little bit more and chat with some of the folks I have up there about what their thoughts are on this one. I could have waited for this one, but I'm too impatient. So I'm just excited to kind of see this in person, see how it fits, see how it feels, and kind of what some of my folks up there are talking about. Because overall, I'm a fan of this. And if you see my scores down below, you think I am. Because I gave it I gave it a 4 for design. I think this looks really good.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it looks, again, if you know Fort Wayne, their team, this is really good for their standards, which is why it probably just upped a little bit. But it's tradition. It's back down to it too, because yeah, they don't have one.
Yeah.
But when it does come down to its visual details and execution, because they have the two-tone stripes, and I think everything turned out well before. And then for when it comes to its innovation and impact, again, in relation to what they've done in the past, this is a solid 4. I think it does about that
impact the future of Fort Wayne.
Yes, which, by the way, I hope they stick with this and maybe do something similar when they move up to League One. We'll see how it just match with the new stadium. But yeah, so this is a 4 for me. I do think this looks really sharp, looks really good. Yes, it does dip off AFC Richmond vibes, but that's not a bad thing for Fort Wayne, and I think they could use a little bit more splash of color in their kits. I think this is a good example of that. I'll be excited to see what they do for their away kits this year, because there's not been released yet, and I think the season is in like match 2 or 3 already. So for its League 2 side, so we'll have to see. So this is the 3-5 from me. Fox feels a little differently.
Yeah, and not too much differently, honestly. I could copy and paste exactly what you said for design and aesthetics and authenticity. I got a 4 and a 2. Visual details and execution. I agree with what you're saying. I gave it a 3 instead of a 4 versus what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's just kind of plain.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I mean, I agree, but I don't really see any much like visual details. There's nothing hiding in there that I don't see or anything like that. It's not bad looking though. Like, so execution, honestly, is what's kind of giving it that 3. But then innovation and impact. I hear what you're saying, but when I think of impact, I'm thinking about the soccer community, I guess, or
yes.
Like, are people going to think about this? Like, oh, didn't Fort Wayne do this before?
Right.
Like when you're looking at it, the first thing you think, hey, didn't Richmond do this? didn't that fake team do this already?
Right.
So it got a 2 for me. So that dropped that guy down
To 275 for you, which is a 313 overall, same as Akron. not too much more expensive. So this is a pretty good, solid pickup if you go for its kit value at a 48.08, which is pretty good, which is why
Yeah.
I'm totally going to buy this this summer, because as a local and as someone who's going to be attending more matches here, and hopefully more next year when they turn professional, I gotta have a kit. It's weird that I don't have one now, but like they haven't released good ones yet, so I wasn't gonna waste money on those. So
I would be so hype if the ambush become League One,
ooh,
because it's the St. Louis ambush, and they're used to
yeah,
being a professional side, because they're a indoor team.
yeah, the MASL.
Yeah, so they're used to being indoor, or sorry, they're used to being professional. So hopefully they see how much they like League Two or something, and then
Yeah,
decide to bump up. I don't know what
because
the rules
St.
are. Do
Louis
you actually
deserves.
have to? Yeah, we deserve USL.
Yes,
But with the rules with it, though, do they have to have their own soccer-specific stadium for League One?
my guess, given the new
Rules that they're trying to.
the pro rel going forward,
Right.
I think they want every team to have their own stadium. Now, barring some of the USL Championship teams may not have their own stadiums, but they probably have pretty good arrangements. So like Indy 11, well documented, kind of what they're going through, but they've had a good enough working relationship there at Michael A. Carroll, that it shouldn't be too bad of a problem until we figure out what's going on. So my guess is new teams, yes, they would need at least a permanent ground, maybe not their own,
Yeah.
but a permanent ground that they can say, hey, we're going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah, because that's kind of my fear, because they're playing at the actually my university,
Ah,
Missouri Baptist,
ah.
and we're not even a D1 team like college. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, Fort Wayne right now plays at an NAIA school at the moment, and it's pretty nice looking.
yeah, and it's a good field. It's just classic turf and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But it's just not. It's not like Oakland. They're a championship team and they're playing on a baseball field, but they're playing at a professional like MLB
And they're
baseball field.
transitioning that to a permanent stadium. I think out in the parking lot at some point, and then to a more permanent. I don't know, but it's a temporary solution before they move into a more permanent place.
Yeah,
There's a plan in place.
right. It's still kind of cool because and they did it right by shutting out and doing the jersey and everything.
Oh, I love that jersey.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more about that jersey, check out our episode from a few weeks ago. I remember exactly when we read it.
I don't know which episode it was.
But check it out because that was one of my favorites of the year, and I'm definitely going to talk more about that going forward. But
yes,
that was tonight's kit lineup. Pretty solid. What?
I say we did it within like 50 minutes too.
I know, we're on point. It's because there were no videos. There was no marketing for these kits. 2 of them I had to find them myself.
Right.
Thanks, Phoenix. But better out of you. And so, went right through it. I feel pretty good about that. We're good pace here. But as we always do, is there anything else in your mind that we need to talk about with the kit wise before we get into what's always my favorite segment?
I can't think of anything. We've been getting a lot of the third kits coming out. Louisville just dropped third kit, which I absolutely love. And again, it's how you do a template company, right? But we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that next week, or actually not next week because we have stuff.
I'll into that at the end. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool. So we go to my favorite segment, the Kit Show Off Time. What you rocking here tonight, Fox?
I'm rocking a 2016 Leicester City.
I love that gold. The gold accents are so good.
Yes, like everything blue and gold. You got the gold Puma, back when they actually had like the cloth felt Premier League badge instead of the weird like almost feels like a sticker on there.
Yeah.
Has the nice collar, or not collar, but like just you can't really see it at all, but they're buttons.
Ah.
So it's like it's a polo, but there's absolutely no collar, and it's very thin, like pinstripes in it. And I really like it, and it says Fox on the back.
That's a win. I can see it. Yes. Fox 614.
I think this is 14. Yeah. So I got this before Sam decided that I should be getting 15 on all my jerseys because we started dating in 2015. She's like, "What does 14 mean?" I'm like, "It's just my favorite number, you know. It's just."
No, it's not.
Yeah. She's like, "Well, we started dating in 2015." I'm like, "Okay."
New favorite number, I guess.
So all my jerseys now say 15 on them if I go with my name. But I've also kind of, like I said, steered away from doing that and started doing player names and number sets because if I'm going to spend $30, I want it to be something to keep that value of $30.
I don't care about the resale at this point. As long as it doesn't burn, I'm good. I'll resell it later, I guess, for like $20. But awesome. I
Not
do
when
like
we start our store in 5 to 20 years.
Dude, at some point, I'm gonna need my own warehouse with how many kits I'm gonna be getting. I still have to pick up those from Austin.
Oh,
yeah, I keep messaging him. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna pick up this weekend. I forget.
Never see him again.
Nope. But
he's just I mailed it to Fox. Brett can deal with it.
Yes. I'm really like 20 minutes away from him too. That's a hilarious part.
Oh goodness.
But no, but tonight I am actually rocking the 2025 4/2025. No, it's not a new kit what they released this year by just changing the sponsor a little bit. They're the same kit. Come at me. But it's the home kit for New Mexico United. It's honestly one of my favorite. It's simple, but like it works so well. I love it. It just looks really good looking. And as a Dortmund fan, I always love me some black and yellow. So little shout out to New Mexico United on the kits. So
I always like their Meow Wolf jerseys.
I do too. Yeah, it's so cool. And also, this is one of my better fitting jerseys. This collar up front is. They also have it on my Indy 11 kit. It fits so well. This is just one of the better fitting kits that I have. It makes me actually feel like I'm actually a medium and not like a medium large or like a marge. I don't know what to call it.
Medium?
I'm somewhere between a small, medium, and a large. I'm like between all three of them.
Would that be a medium?
Yeah, but like I'm sometimes
it just
too
depends
tall.
on the badge or the shirt itself.
It does. Yeah. So I'm like a medium large is what I like to tell my wife. But that's not relevant to the kit show out.
No, but I agree with what you're saying though, because having the height changes things.
It does. Especially pants, man. Oh.
Because like I feel like I would be more of a medium large if I didn't have my like long torso.
That's how it is, man. They'd rather be thicker than taller.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could rock that 2X if I was just 400 pounds, but
I don't think you or your wife want you to be 400 pounds.
Yeah, not again.
Not again. But
I was 250. I didn't like it. I was 230.
But before we wrap up here tonight, as it is May and Mental Health Awareness Month, I do want to give a shout out to oh my god, I'm already forgetting the number. I should really remember this the number. It's the 988 Suicide Prevention Hotline. I should have that really in my mind right now. up at this point. But if you are struggling and need someone to talk to, please contact the National, it's funded, the National 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So someone will be there to help you out in a time that's we want to advocate and stress the importance of a strong mental health and reaching out to others in this fun time. Not fun time.
Yeah, it's
During
a
your
special time for everybody right now, and
reach out.
we're here for you, but we're not professionals with that. So reach out. You can also look for To Write Love on Our Arms. That's a personal favorite group of mine.
Yeah.
They were really big in like the punk rock scene for a long time, and
Nice.
so they have a really good story, and they have a lot of resources to help too. So, and I have a tattoo on my arm for.
Aw, nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, for me, I've always been a strong advocate of AFSP. It's American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I do a lot of walks with them. So if you're looking to help out, advocate the 988 suicide hotline or get involved in your local community with an organization like AFSP or just whoever and help out however way you can. Or just be a good friend.
Just be nice. Yeah. Just be nice.
So, yeah, that is my message for May. Be nice, take care of one another, and don't listen to Twitch comments that pop up that mean or probably.
And it's not mine.
It's not yours this time.
I did not stream to my audience, so
so
this is not my pop-ups.
So with that, we do appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight's episode. Please take care of yourself and join us next week as we may have an interview. We need to lock that up next week, and we have some fun ones coming up as well. So stay tuned. Follow us on all the socials, like, subscribe, and follow us on all the social medias, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank you.